Welcome back to the table. Okay, so we're on the mid of turn 10. So actually we're on game turn 11. I always get it backwards. We're on February 21st, game turn 11. We have an awful long way to go in this game. I'm almost tempted to get out the third Marines just so this game will get shorter. With an hour per turn, I'm going to be recording for the rest of my life. This is a very epic game compared to the other ones. I love epic games, so that's why I'm enjoying it. But man, this one, when I said it took 2 hours to do setup, the amount of hours it's going to take you to finish this game makes the 2 hours of setup not a big deal anymore. So I guess, that's all good. All good. So the amphibious phase doesn't happen. There's nothing landing, but we are getting things to land next turn. You know what? We don't have to worry about it. We can just wait until next turn because artillery no longer hits this zone. Remember, we used to have to set this up the turn before because artillery could hit it, but this is actually no longer the target of the artillery. The artillery is actually going after the airport. So we don't have to worry about that. So let's just jump right into the HQ phase. Okay, so we're going to go into a command post here with this guy and a command post with this one. The garrison is supposed to happen before then. In fact, the garrison happens before we increase our range too, which is interesting. So we are now up to range 4, so we'll take care of garrisons next turn. The new ones are here at range 2, and then we can expend replacement points to build units, or rebuild units. Okay, so as far as things go, these guys have been in the re-pool for a whole day, right? And then this one's at the tail end. So those guys are able to come back out and join the working world. I'm looking at the divisions. This one's the 23rd, and I will take him because the 23rd is needed. This is the 23rd HQ, and so I'm going to put it right here. Get him back in the business. I don't know where his papa is. Here's some 23rd guys over here. His papa's around here. Oh, right there's his papa. So yes, he's right back next to papa. Okay, and the other one is for the 27th. And you know what? I'll take him and we'll put him here because those two can be a stack of infantry that can work together to save the human race. We got 2 more from the 27th, both from the 1st Battalion. And I don't know where I put right there is the 1st Battalion, Papa. So I need to make sure, oh see, that's a field of fire. So we can't go there, but you know what? We can put them here. So they're within range, and maybe they can do something magical. And then we have the 26th, this guy. And we do have a lot of units from the 26th here. This one's from the 23rd, but he's in HQ. Actually, that's Papa. This is the 2nd Battalion. And that's his Papa is over here. See, you need a DNA test. You got the wrong dad. I don't know. See, I wish the pips were on the map. I'm sorry. I promised I would minimize how much I complain about this, but this is where I want to complain. Put the pips on the map, and then just have some line of sight rules adjustments that we have to make from time to time. That's my vote. I think you can get the best of both worlds here. I really do. Okay, so this is the 26th. This is the headquarters for the 26th. So I'm going to just put them right here. And then the last one is for the 28th. That's these guys over here. Do I really want to put another unit out? Why not? Get them as much help as they can get. Okay, so that's the HQ phase. It is the evening. No, I'm sorry, it's the midday. So nothing else happens. Now we draw an event. And here's a new one, rain. I think rain's not going to help us. So let's find out. What does rain do? It's persistent. I don't know what persistent means. I mean, I know what persistent means, but I don't know what it means in the game. All fire ranges and field of fire reduced to 1 hex. Artillery and naval guns are not affected. No airstrikes allowed. All movement allowances are reduced to 2 hexes, and tanks may not use road movement. I would say that that's pretty dang good, because that's reducing their field of fire. Now, granted, I can only fire 1 hex myself, so that means I can't barrage? Is that what that means? All fire ranges. So is a barrage a fire range? That's the question. It says artillery and naval guns are not affected, no airstrikes. But what about barrages? I guess that would fall under fire range. So we're not going to be allowed to barrage. All movement allowances reduced to 2. That can hurt a little bit. Tanks may not use roads. That's fine. Okay, and I think the persistent just means it doesn't go away at the end of the action phase or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't say anywhere in this rule book what persistent means. Persistent's actually on quite a few of these events, and I'm trying to like make rhyme or reason of when it says persistent and when it doesn't. The only thing I can tell you is that all these persistent ones seem to impact like a later phase of the game. So I think that's all you have to do. It's just for this turn that the rain is impacting us. So, okay. Well, the line of fires thing helps us because most of the black positions that can hurt us need to shoot 2 spaces away to be able to hurt us. So that's good. So now we're going to draw, this is for the Japanese fire. And let's find out how much damage this is going to do. This one means that the black positions are going to be able to hit leaders. That's what that means. That is not good. Yeah, that's not good at all. Okay, so yeah, not happy. Not happy with that. That's like the worst thing that ever came up. Because not only is it just, hey, we can shoot leaders, because gold shooting leaders doesn't hurt me, but the black position shooting leaders is huge. Okay. All right, let's do red first. Red does exist here, and we got to look at his field of fire. And you can see this field of fire here is for this red position, and then this position only can shoot this way. And so this position actually can't hit anybody. Nobody at all. So it does nothing. And that is where the line of sight rules, I've been bitching about that line of sight rules over and over again. But this is where the line of sight rules really come in handy. So not worried about that. Looking at other red positions, there is one here. But he's not able to hit us. It's just that he's within 3 spaces. But it's just a tank symbol, so they don't do an actual action. So we don't have to, worry about that too much. So what else? What else do we got? I think we're good with red. So now we move to purple. We do have a purple here, and he just gets undisrupted. And then we have a purple here that gets undisrupted. And this hurts a little bit because this is where the barrages would help us. So we just had 2 purple positions get undisrupted. Otherwise the M would happen. Actually, we do have 1 position here. This one is 3 spaces away, and the M is going to happen, and we're not going to like it. So you can see here the M is a muster, and so a reserve unit in the position group with a depth marker appears. So, I mean, it's better than a fortification, I guess. So, and actually we're running out of reserve units over here, so we're eventually going to, he's going to have nothing left for him to do. So now we have this. Now, we do have rain, which means they can only hit next to them, and I can still take disruption on 2 units to prevent a hit. So I may have to really consider doing that. And it's diamonds, and the game rules are he has to hit at least 2 units before a leader will get hit. So even though the star is there, he doesn't hit star at top priority. He's going to go through his priority order, and the star will be the 2nd unit he hits. So this one's disrupted, but remember, black fires with disrupted, but now it's a reduced fire, so it's a steady fire instead of intense, and it's a diamond. So if we look, we're not going to have diamonds around him because we really don't do much. There's a diamond there, and there's a diamond there. So I can take the hit with the diamond, which reduces him, and then now I have to hit a leader. And I'm going to hit the HQ. That's better than hitting these HWs. It only cost me 1 point to fix the HQs. So that wasn't too bad. So then we go over to this black position over here, and it's going to be a similar story. He could kill the hero, for example. But this one, he's not even going to find a first hit. So he's not going to find a first hit. And so he only hits the leader if he can hit 2 units. And I'm pretty sure the rules are specific about that. So then the leader would not get hit at all, which is very funny that it would work out that way for us. But I told you, I like rushing leaders, and it's pretty solid. Although this is the time when you get nervous. I just need to find this section on leaders. So you may be hit by Japanese during fire if it includes a position color with a star. If more than 1 hit must be taken in a single Japanese fire and a leader is present, the leader must absorb 1 hit. Because it says it may be hit, and it's if more than 1 hit must be taken by a single Japanese fire, then a leader must be hit. And that's it. That's all it says. So we don't get hit because he wasn't able to hit more than 1 unit because the rain doesn't allow him to go beyond 1 space. So that's crazy. That's really cray-cray, but that's just what it is. So now we draw another event. We're moving on. I I'm at 14 minutes. Or 15 minutes. I wanna beat my hour. Okay. Oh, we like this one. Naval gunfire. I think that we do now, right? We gotta do a naval gunfire now. So I am nervous because I'm at my maximum naval gunfire. It says you gain a naval gunfire marker, which my limit is 2, and I don't think I'm allowed to go over 2. Oh, it says you may never save more than 2. So from one turn to the next, or one day to the next. So I can go over 2 during the course of a day. I just have to use it. So sweet daddy, we're gonna go up to 3 now on the naval markers. And with the rain, that's all we get to do is naval. So this disruption goes away on the black, by the way. He never stays disrupted. And if I forgot to do that in the past, I apologize. Okay, so it's our action time. And let's start with this mess over here. We are for sure getting this guy revealed. I wanted to get him revealed so we can barrage him. We're, not going to be able to. But let's do it. So I'm going to flip this over. We know we can attack because this allows us to attack. I'm going to flip this over, and it's an MG requirement. And we have 12 strength here. And the MG requirement is pretty easy to meet. But this 2 strength gets tripled because this is a hilltop. So he has 6 strength against 12. So we're 2 to 1. And you can see here 2 to 1. We actually meet the requirements. And he has an unrevealed depth marker. So it's a JX. 1 Japanese depth marker is eliminated. That is sweet that we were able to pull that off. And the depth marker was a close combat, which I will take it. Okay, so now he's more susceptible to being attacked, but obviously we have to attack him from here or whatever, and we need to get him disrupted. So I'm going to use... I can't use the naval gun until the next turn, because the naval guns have to be done before we do anything else. So I might use that naval gun that I got on this one. So please forgive me. I forgot it had to be the first thing you do in your turn. So we're going to use the naval gun on this guy. And so I'm going to reduce this back down to 2. Okay, so we're doing a barrage. The navals are the triangle, and they have an attack strength of 6. And it is on a on one of these. So we're doing it on a black position, and this orange is within 3 spaces. So we hit the color, but we don't hit the symbol. So we hit the color only. It's a 6 strength, but we have to reduce it to 5 because unless it's greater than 6, it shifts. So it gets reduced to 5. The artillery gets hit if he has one. He does not. He gets disrupted, which is important. And then there's a chance that we can cause the fortress to take a hit. So remember, it's this color here. So it's a green, and a green does not match. See that? So we didn't hit him. So nothing happens there. We did at least disrupt him, so I guess it's good from that perspective. Wish it could have been a little better. All right, now we're doing our actions, and you saw what we did there. We at least have him revealed, but I'm not sure I'm going to be able to disrupt him because of the rain situation. Oh, you know what? Yes, we can. This is the 5th division, so we're going to do 1, 2, 3. We're going to artillery strike him with a levels 3 barrage. And let's see, color-wise, yes, this color is within 3 spaces of him, so we hit that. And the artillery barrage is a diamond, and we have a diamond. We have a perfect match at 3. So the artillery is destroyed, and he's disrupted. And that is huge, folks. So we got him disrupted, and that makes the black zones get reduced. And then I think he has artillery. Yes, he does. And so we just destroyed his artillery, which is even bigger. And by destroying his artillery, yeah, we don't get to reduce his fortification, but that was 3 points for him. So he now drops down to 6 artillery strength. So we're reducing him by quite a bit. Sector 3 is the bigger issue, but so far we've not been able to reduce that by a lot. But we're making good progress here with the little bit we have. Now, I can attack this, which I think I want to, and then this one needs to be close combated. And so I am going to do it with this unit here. We're going to go close combat that way. And then this guy, or both of these guys, are going to attack here. So we're going to reveal this one. It's radio and MG, and I got both of those just fine. Looking at the terrain, it's this cloudy brown. Let me make sure. It looks like it's so it looks like it's like level 3 brown, but then the rocky. I mean, I'm thinking that that's a rocky terrain. What do you guys think? See how it's got the brown, but then it has like those dark splotches in it? And then if you look over here, like the A1, that's clearly rocky terrain to me. But then I'm looking at A3 and I'm not sure. So I think they're trying to get cute with the graphics. I think that's rocky terrain. And rocky terrain gets a bonus card in close combats and US attack strength halved if you're attacking into it. So that's fine. We have 16 strength, which means we only attack with 8, but he only has 3. So 8 to 3 is what? Over 2 to 1. It's not quite 3 to 1, so we're at 2 to 1. He has an unrevealed marker, and it's a JX, which means that the depth marker is eliminated, and I will take that. So the depth marker is eliminated, so he's a lot weaker, and that was a CCMG4. Oh gosh, that was a nasty one. And so it's out. Unfortunately, we weren't able to disrupt it. It'd be nice to disrupt him. I can only disrupt him with naval gunfire, which I can't do. Or I can do another artillery strike from the 5th Marine Division. I'm going to do that. The 5th Marine's going to do another 3 strength. Nope, I attacked it. I can't barrage something I attacked. Can't do it, so we're going to have to live with that just being what it is. But this guy here, we're going to walk onto Electric Avenue. And I know I'm close combating him, but I'm going to barrage him first because I need him to be disrupted. This is a very risky thing to do without him being disrupted. So I am going to do that. So 1, 2, 3. He is a brown. No, he's a purple. He's a purple. That's it. And then the artillery is, I think we agreed that that was a diamond. So purple diamond. We got the diamond, we didn't get the purple. That's still a disruption, and that's all we were looking for. We didn't need magic. We just needed a disruption. So that is 1 hit already. So all we have to do is hit him once, and he's dead. 1 for being Japanese, and 1 for CC. And then we have 6 pips, so we get 2. And then 1 for the flamethrower. Okay, that's us. That's them, and it's purple. So he reveals, and there's no hit. And then we reveal, and there's no hit. And then he reveals, and there's no hit. We reveal, and we got him. That was making my heart jump a little bit. This is our first elite unit. So elite units don't go out of the game. They go back into this pool. but only if they can draw communication to a black position group. And oh, by the way, bing. So that was quite easy for him to do. Does he have to draw to 2 black position groups? That would be the better question. Let me make sure of that. That actually might mean he's not in the eliminator box. I know it's in here, but it's in a section that I'm not used to looking at. It's called elimination. Oh, come on. I've looked this up like 6 times. Oh my gosh, there's this thing called reserve rejuvenation. We haven't been doing this the entire game, so I might have a huge thing that I've been forgetting to do. It says if you attempt to enter an unoccupied Japanese position with a US unit, and that position is in communication with a black position group, you must draw 1 card and conduct the below procedure. If the PG color appears on the fire card, draw 1 unit from the reserve for that sector. Immediately use the drawn unit to conduct infiltration fire. After resolving the fire, if the US unit can enter the hex and conduct CC normally, if no Japanese units are left in the reserve pool, ignore this requirement. If you attempt to enter an unoccupied Japanese position with a US unit and the position is in communication with a black PG, I think I've been doing that very, very wrong. So this game's all of a sudden a lot harder. And this is a really crappy rule. Basically, it's saying if you try to enter an empty space, you draw a card and then boom, a Japanese unit is actually there and goes, supplies! And then he fires on you. And then you can conduct close combat if you'd like. That does make the reserve pool empty quicker. I will agree with that. There is a trade-off. I mean, with the way I've been playing, the reserve pool has been pretty full. And so every time we go to a fortification, the fortification's grabbing a new reserve unit, and then of course there's plenty there. Okay, so we'll try to do that. That's a very difficult rule. So if I attack a space and conquer it, and then try to enter that space, I have to then draw a card to see if more units are there. That just seems, I'm going on Board Game Geek with that one. That just seems weird. Okay, I'm looking for when Japanese units are eliminated, and I'm still, sorry I got sidetracked there. so sorry. Here we go. 8.3.3, by the way, page 23. When a U.S. attack defeats an elite in-communication Japanese unit, the unit withdraws instead of being eliminated. If there is an adjacent unoccupied Japanese position, move the unit there. Otherwise, if there's an adjacent occupied position and it would not be overstacked, move it down into that position, unless there are any revealed units or depth markers already there, in which case the withdrawing unit is moved face up. If an elite unit could not withdraw due to stacking, then return that withdrawing unit to the reserve pool for that sector. Otherwise, place the withdrawn unit face down into the Japanese reserve box. Place defeated units not eligible to withdraw in the Japanese eliminated box on turns 1 through 6. Then on turn 7, defeated units not eligible to withdraw or remove from play. So this is all the rules if they're in communication. So then we just have to look at the communication rule, which that part I do know where it is. The Japanese position is in communication if it could trace a path of hexes from its hex to an intact black Japanese hilltop position that is itself in communication. A black position must trace to another black position of any type to be in communication itself. Suribachi is a special case. Positions A4, 6, and 8 all provide communication. So A4, A6, and A8. So A4... A8 is communication. There's A6, and I'm assuming this is A4. Okay, so this guy is in communication because this one and this one are in communication with him. So this is considered to be in communication with him. So therefore, we defeated him. No, we didn't defeat this guy. Which guy did we defeat? I put him in the eliminated section. Oh, that's right. It was this one. So we defeated him with which? Where was he? Was he this guy? Where was this? He was this guy, wasn't he? So if he was in communication, he doesn't leave the board. He's going to reinforce an empty position. This is that 8.33 nonsense. If there's an adjacent unoccupied Japanese position, move them there. There is not an adjacent unoccupied position because this one's here and that one's there. If there's an adjacent unoccupied Japanese position hex and the withdrawing unit would not be overstacked, move it face down into that position unless there are any revealed units or depth markers already there, in which case it would be face up. If an elite unit could not withdraw due to sacking, then return it to the reserve pool. Otherwise, place it face down in the reserve box for that sector. If we were able to cut off his communication, he'd be removed from play. So this guy does not go. What did I just do with him? This guy here that we defeated, it goes back into the reserve pool. So I put him back in the reserve pool for Sector 1. Basically, elite units just can't get defeated unless you cut off communication. And because these guys are the communication, it's going to be a while. And then this whole rule about entering empty spaces, that just blows my mind, that I now have to deal with that. That's going to be really, that changes the game. In fact, I really think that there's a giant asterisk on my game now because of that. That is huge. And it's called, what's it called again? Rejuvenation or something like that. It's called nonsense. That's what it's called. Oh, these rules are never where I want them to be. I just found this. Why am I having a hard time finding something I just found a few seconds? I'm tired, folks. That's what my issue is. And my goal of finishing in less than an hour on this turn is failing drastically. Reserve Rejuvenation, page 31. Yeah, it's a brutal procedure. Okay, so I think that changes the strategy when you're playing this game, that you want to sort of leave the airport alone and then just sort of go up the side and cut off everybody from communication. It really does change things. Okay, so these guys were, oh, that's why they're here. These were the close combat that we just did. So they won, and the elite unit just went to the reserve pool. That's what happened. And yeah, we're nowhere close to being able to finish this in an hour because of all those delays. My apologies there. So we still have the rain, and we can't do much of anything else. We do have him at least disrupted. This guy is the one that has a tank and everything, so we're going to move him in, and I can't really move anybody else any closer except for something like that. I mean, we're basically at a spot where we're bottlenecked a bit. I can try to close combat this, which I actually am tempted to do. So let me see if I have full strength units. I do. Now I want to make sure that my tank can move there. Yes, this is not rocky terrain. I'm going to send this entire stack into A9, and we're going to close combat these guys. And then this stack's not going to move. I mean, I would like to move here, but these guys are disrupted, and these are my tanks. Actually, you know what? These tanks can move there. That's no problem. I sort of want to move here with somebody who can close combat. That's my issue, and tanks can't climb. See this here? This is a, there's rocky bluffs. See, rocky bluffs have like little jaggedy lines, and a rocky bluff where are you? Bluff Hexide. So you can see your tank movement is no. U.S. unit attack strength halved across. So tanks can't go up rocky bluffs. So this here and this here is impossible for the tank to get to. So he can go this way, right? And then this becomes rocky terrain. And I'm looking at rocky terrain, and tanks can't go there either. And it says, tanks may not enter this terrain unless accompanied by engineers. Tanks must start adjacent and must immediately stop upon entering hexes with this terrain type. So an engineer could put a tank in that rocky terrain there. We actually do have an engineer with that tank. So this tank could keep going and get up to here, and then you can see this is the bluff hexide all the way around. So we can't really do anything about the tank to get up here. He can't get to the hilltop, but we can use the tank to get back here. So I think that's a really cool move. Now, what's not a really cool move is moving these two tanks over there, because I need infantry units here to climb. Remember, units can't be disrupted twice. So what I'm going to do, that guy's actually got a step loss. What I can do is take this, and remember, we can only, we can't go 3 this time. We can only go 2. So, yeah, I'm getting cute and I need to stop. So we just have to wait, and this is going to be just an empty space for now. I got to get these guys out of the way anyways, but they attack there. So no harm, no foul. Let's do close combat here and get that going. Okay, the Japanese are not in rocky terrain. They get 2 for being Japanese, and that's it. There's no close combat requirement on them. None of that nonsense. Our steps are 2, 6, 8, and 10. So that means we get 3 cards from that. So 3 cards. And then we're going to get 1 for the flamethrower. And I think that's it. Oh, our tanks count as double. So 2, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we get 4 cards. And then 5 cards is the maximum cards we can have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got the maximum cards. These are brown. And I don't know if you've noticed, but brown seems to be a more rare color in this game. We get gold a lot, but brown not as much. So having 5 cards is helpful. If his 2 have brown, it's not helpful. But let's see how this turns out. He is disrupted, so anything we do damage-wise is gonna knock him back into the Stone Age. And we have a conscript surrender, and that's crazy because he is... Oh no, this only happens if we draw it. But there's no brown, so we're okay. Now we go, and we got a brown. Yes! So he loses his card, which would have been a brown, and he takes a damage, and the depth marker is going to go into the eliminated pile. And we have to keep going. He still has a unit left. And so we go, and we got a brown again. That's a brown star. So we got him. Now, he is elite. So he's going to try to go somewhere adjacent to him. He can't. He has communication. No, he does not have communication, because this unit here blocks communication there, and these units are all blocking communication there. He has to be able to trace a path from here to either this, or that, and he can't. So he's out of the game. Sweet, we got him out of the game. So I'm very happy about that. And I'll put the eliminated one there. So we finally got rid of one of those pesky guys, and that was an awesome outcome. We didn't even take a damage. So we got HQ, we got the tank, we got the engineer. I think these combined arms are pretty sweet, to be quite honest. That tank helped immensely with close combat. Okay, so we finally finished just one portion of the map, although this is a complicated portion. Mount Suribachi is quite painful. I don't know what there's a scenario that is just Mount Suribachi. I don't know how many days you get to take it. And I mean, we're only like a couple days, we're only on day 3, if you think about this. I'm at what? 18 hours of video here, and we're on day 3 of the battle. Okay, day 4. We're on day 4. Okay, going up to this mess, we're sort of like just moving. We're trying to move as fast as we can to just start taking more territory. And we have this guy who's in the 26th. And remember, we only get to move 2 spaces. So this guy's going to go 1, 2, and then 1, 2. And there's no muff fire because they can only shoot in the area around them. So this one, we're just gonna 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and this one was gonna go 1, 2. I know I just went over something, but this guy would have moved first, and 2. We have to be careful because these aren't, technically I guess they are, these are landing beaches too, but they're not the landing beaches that were active with this game. I mean, so I don't know which way to interpret that. 1, 2, and 1, 2, and did I somehow... I probably moved my headquarters somewhere along the way here. So where's my headquarters? There it is. I wasn't supposed to move him. He stopped there. Okay, and then he only has a range of 2, so this guy... Two, 2, and then this one loses his disruption, and we'll just leave both of these here to just take the artillery fire. They're not in command anyways, so we can't do anything with them. So now we got this guy, and we need to blow him to Kingdom Come. So these 2 units right here are going to attack with an 8 and a 3 is 11, and he has a CC requirement. Of course he does. But we do know we're going to disrupt him, and then this stack of units here will do the close combat with him, and let's just resolve that now. And then, okay, he gets 1 for being Japanese, 1 for CC. This is 2, plus 4 is 6, plus 4 is 10, plus 4 is 14. So we get our max of 4 cards, and we're going to get a flamethrower. So this is green. He goes first. Nothing happens. We go, and it is beautiful. And he is dead and out of the game. This could go very badly, and it has many times in my D-Day games, but I'm very happy with that. We take the close combat. I think the rules contradict on whether or not they get disrupted. Because when you were seeing me earlier flipping through the rulebook and getting frustrated because I couldn't find something, I saw a comment that says that they do get disrupted. But then I saw a comment that says that they only get disrupted if they get hit. So we've been playing with the only get disrupted if they get hit part. So if somebody can find definitively which one is which, because there's conflict in the rule book on that, that or I just misunderstood something. It's a little confusing. I can tell you that old D-Day games, since the beginning of time, if you do close combat, you get disrupted no matter what, both sides. So the fact that this side has a you get disrupted, this game has a you get disrupted, but only if you get hit. That's a new thing. That's not the way it used to be. So I'm definitely used to disruption here. Okay. Of course, I did all this mass moving, and now I can't remember which ones moved and which ones didn't. And that's okay. This one, I remember we were waiting for an HQ to come up, and so that's what this guy's going to do. So that's a full stack. So I'm going to go 1, 2 like this, and then this engineer will come with him. These two, that's a command post. So he's going to go 1, 2 that way, and he will at least move one more space up. This guy needs to be close combated, and we're going to just go for it with these two. So he gets 2 for being Japanese, or 1 for being Japanese, 1 for his close combat. And then we have 8 pips, so we get 2, and then we get 1 more for a flamethrower, so we only have 3, and it's purple. He draws, and he gets a purple. So we take a hit, and I'm going to grab a disruption marker. For him, because I'm following that rule that when you take a hit you get disrupted, otherwise you don't. We lose a card, which would have been a hit. Then we go and there's no hit, and then he goes and he hits us again, and we lose our last card. So we failed the close combat, and he doesn't, and so we're completely disrupted, and we get kicked back to where we were, and we took 2 steps. Loss. Okay, that hurts. It's just a crappy CC2 guy. Now, if I attack him, I can re-disrupt him, and I didn't even do that. So maybe I should have done that. It's a mistake I've been making since the Tarawa game. I always get impatient and try to just combat them right away when I should disrupt them first. So, not that it would have made a difference, because that was just very awful card draw. Okay, so now we get here. This guy is disrupted. He has a fortress, and we need to take it out. This requires flanking and browning. We can flank once this is undisrupted. So I'm going to spend 3 points, and we're going to try to destroy his fortress. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, but we're going to try it anyways. This is the 4th Division, and we're going to artillery him. So we draw, and we have the artillery symbol of a diamond, and then one of these 3 colors just has to be within 3 spaces, and blue is. So we nailed him. Strength 3 barrage goes down. Oh no, it doesn't hit fortress. All it does is disrupt him and destroy his artillery. That's a stupid outcome. I don't need that at all. So, see, I don't always think before I say something. So, yeah, that's a stupid outcome. There's not even artillery there. I'm going to take my artillery points back. I had a perfect spin, but I should have artilleried this guy. Okay. He's disrupted. He's disrupted. We can attack him with this big stack. That's only 1 pip. That's 4 pips. And that's 1 pip. We're actually quite damaged here. It's only 6 pips. Do I really want to attack him with 6 pips? Yeah, I do. I also want to move this one forward. I'm going to leave him there. And then this one will go there and there. Like that. My tanks can't really do anything, but I am going to start moving them forward. This guy is disrupted, so I can't do much there. This one is a full strength guy who can do some really awesome close combat. So I need to get him somewhere where we can do close combat. So I'm going to actually move this guy back. I'm going to move this one forward. And then this one is another tank. And I'm going to move him forward. Tanks can't go up these bluffs, but I do think there's some opportunity for tanks to get through here. I can move this. It's just this thing has me stuck. Okay, so the big debate is, do I want to close combat with him against this? If you close combat a fortress, every time I hit, I actually hit the fortress first. No. No, I have to eliminate the unit and the depth marker like I always would. And then after that, it's the fortress. The fortress is the last thing to fall. And it can do close combat like anything else. It just counts as like a single card. You would just draw a card, one for being Japanese, right? That's what this would be. So I would have to hit 2 times just to eliminate the units, and then a 3rd time to get rid of the class 2, which will then become a class 3, and then I have to hit it a 4th time to get rid of the class 3. So it's quite a series of attacks, and I have 6 pips, so I'm going to get 2 cards and then 1 more for the flamethrower. So it's not that many cards. What I need is this big stack to come in, because then I get a full 5 cards. So what I'm going to do, let me do the easier thing first. This one is going to attack here because I want to get this revealed. So we reveal, and it needs a flamethrower. We have a flamethrower, and we actually triple him, and he doesn't get anything for his terrain. So we're actually at 3-1 against him, and we do meet the requirements. And he has an unrevealed depth marker, and it's JDX. So he's disrupted, and the depth marker is eliminated. So that was a perfect outcome for us. So he gets disrupted, and his depth marker is eliminated, which was a very nasty one. That one causes a new unit to pop up. So we got rid of that. All right, so that was a wonderful attack. From there, so now the question is this guy, and the problem I'm having is artillery keeps disrupting everything that's near him. I intentionally disrupted everybody but him because I wanted to close combat, so let's close combat. Let's get it done. I'm tired of talking about it. Excuse me. All right, so his depth marker gets revealed, and you can see it was actually a really difficult one. We could have attacked him to get rid of that depth marker, but then we needed a whole bunch of points because the fortress is doubling everything. So that would have been a 6 and a 4. I would have needed 20 strength points. So anyways, let's do this. He gets 2 for being Japanese. He gets a 3rd one for the fortification, because that's considered to be a Japanese unit. And that's it. He doesn't get anything for CC or anything like that. And then we have 6 pips, so we get 2 and then a 3rd one ourselves. He is a black position, so we draw, and this brown is the color that we're using. So he needs to have a brown to hit, and he does not hit. So we're off to a good start. So if we hit a brown, we're an amazing start, and we did. But there is a CC reinforce. The CC reinforce only gives him another card. He already has a depth marker. Oh, no. We already said the CC reinforce and this cancel each other out, which sucks. Okay, so now he goes, and there's no brown. And so that's good. And then we go, there's no brown. And then he goes and he gets heroism. Okay, that's awful. Heroism. He gets a card and we lose a card. And so then he has a card and there's a brown and we took a hit and he took nothing. Nothing at all happened to him. So that was an awful outcome. I guess he stays disrupted. That's the only good news about this. And then we took a hit, so I gotta put a hit marker on this unit here. And so we're back to this, and I did nothing, and then we do have a disruption, but it's just on this one unit at the top. If I get artillery, there's 2 more units here, and I'm going to just disrupt the whole stack. My apologies. I can't do that. I can only disrupt the whole stack if the whole stack is undisrupted. So anyways, these disruption markers go away. And there's nothing else I can do but come back another day. So we do Japanese artillery. Sector 1 only has 6 strength. So he's only got 4 points. And he's dividing by 10. And that is not even enough to do 1 hit. So we've muted his artillery, which is awesome. Now, his 6 points, he's only going to have 2 points to contribute to Sector 2. And then this is Sector 2. It's divided by 7. So he has 2 plus, and then Sector 3 has 25 points divided by 3. That's 10 divided by 7. 1 unit gets hit, and you know the drill. We're just going to disrupt him. So that's done. And then the more worrisome one is this one. So he has 25 times 2 divided by 3. He has 16.6 points, and we divide by 7. It would have been nice if that was a bigger number. And you can see we hit 2 units, 2.38, rounded down to 2. So we just got to pick something near the black and disrupt the entire stack. This one I think has a tank. This one would be nice for strength, but we got to pick one. And I don't know if I want to pick this one because I think I might want to attack this to get rid of his depth marker. This depth marker is beatable. If this 1 unit wasn't disrupted, I would have disrupted this stack. Meeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a tiger by a toe. My mama and your mama were hanging up clothes. My mama punched your mama right in the nose. What color was the blood? Engine, number 9, going down Chicago line. If the train should jump the track, do you want your money back? Okay, done. An hour and 4 minutes. So even with my big delay, I still took just at an hour. That's the end of the turn. We are moving to the night phase, and there will be an amphibious landing. And I think I'm going to be able to switch back to my other device. So I'm going to do that. Thanks for watching. Stay awesome. See you at the table soon.